Day number 6, and lots has happened. I've connected with a bunch of wonderful people. I was hospitalized, and there was a bear in the area. Literal a bear. One of the people that was camping here was camping outside that evening. Just in his sleeping bag, wrapped in his fly, and the bear had walked literally right beside him. And it was probably about 3:32 in the morning when I heard bear. I woke up, I was like, whoa, Lindsay, are you okay? It's just like, bear. The next few lines were the funniest things I've ever heard. I think he pissed and shit himself the entire way. You think he was as scared as I was? Because this is literally what happened. This right there is the first place that the bear shed. And then you can follow the path along. Check this out. Follow the path along. That's the bear's poop. You can see all the berries and stuff in it, berries and stuff. And this right here, that spot right there, that's where Lindsay was camping. He literally said that when he didn't even know, he heard a rodent snap. Like he thought it was just a mouse. And then all of a sudden he said that within milliseconds he was standing up and he had kicked the bear in the hind legs and the bear was running and all I heard was bear. But it was nuts. He was literally camping outside in a fly and a sleeping bag. And a bear literally walked right past him and he kicked him in the hind legs like a bear. Say what? And it was funny because we had just had a campfire the evening before. And we talked about how, there's no bears in this area. There's no bears. And lucky enough, that same night, Lindsay almost gets attacked by a bear. Luckily though, 3:32 in the morning, I got up in the bear spray, my axe, and the bear was gone. And Lindsay came and crashed in the tent because that was sketchy and hilarious at the same time. So that kind of sums up the 6 days. Hospitalized, bear, lots of craziness, and lots of solitude, broke the fast. But here's what I learned. The first lesson I learned is that community is everything. Literally, if it wasn't for Lindsay, Bobby, and Chris, the adventure these 5 days wouldn't have been so great. It wouldn't have been full of laughter, full of joy, full of love like it was with those 3. It's thanks to those 3. And then I learned that community is so important. It's the people who you surround yourself with. It's the people who you care about. It's the people who love you and the people who support you and the people who listen to you that matters. Relationships matter, people matter, and it's the community that matters the most. So thank you to you 3 for making this adventure so much fun and so crazy, so crazy. The second thing that I learned, this one's super personal. This is why I came on this trip. I learned that I never lost sight of the vision that I have for my life. I just lost sight of the confidence it takes to bring that vision into this world. For quite some time, I sat in that I don't know what it is that I want. And now that's a big question because have you ever asked yourself what it is that you want? It's a huge question to ask. Because for me, it's not the material things, it's not those things, it's unique to me. And for a long time I sat in that I don't know what it is that I want. But really, this trip has shown me that I do know what it is. I do have that vision. I've always had the vision of who it is I want to be and what it is that I want to create. The coaching programs, the coaching retreats, the coaching packages, everything along those lines, the speaking in schools, the being that beacon of light and love. There's so much more that's involved in that. But I never lost sight of that. I just lost the confidence in myself, in my ability, in thinking that I can make that happen. Because that's what it is. We don't lose sight in the vision. We lose sight in the confidence that we can actually do it and that we can do anything. Because that's the truth. third thing I learned is just how precious life is. Almost dying and being out of control like how I was in anaphylactic shock, it made me realize how precious this life actually is. At any moment, you, I, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my friends, anyone, you guys watching this, you could go just like that. And for me, I was taking life for granted. Very much so. I was just in a pattern. I wasn't really seeing how precious this life actually is. And how in a second, we can just go. The fourth thing I learned is that I'm really good at skipping rocks, and that I have to be okay with myself in solitude. I have to be okay with me at all times, on my own. I have to love myself so much. Because there's an adage that is, you can only love another as much as you love yourself. And that is true. If you cannot spend time by yourself, if you find yourself bored with yourself, if you can't find things to do, if you can't be with yourself, be joyful, be loving, be in a space of that, then there's work for us to do. There's work for me to do. There's work for you to do. Because I believe that we must get to the point where we love ourselves so much that our love for everyone else overflows from our own cup and they get the excess. Skip rocks. The fifth thing I learned is that everything will always be okay. I think I learned this one especially from being stung by the wasp and totally being out of control and not knowing what's going on, going in and out of consciousness, passing out and falling and collapsing and coming back to and passing out and falling. There was a sense that all of the people around me were taking care of me even when I couldn't. And there's this overlying feeling that looking back I can see, that I had faith that everything was going to be okay, even though I didn't know that. I just knew. It was like an out-of-body experience that everything was happening and that there were the people there, there's the ambulance attendees, there's the people at the hospital, that everyone was there and that I was going to be okay. And even in the times when I don't think I'm going to be okay, guess what? I learned that I'm going to be okay. The sixth thing that I learned is that when it comes to cliff jumping, just commit. Don't wait. I'm not even sure how far that is, but it's pretty far. Don't let the first thought, the second thought, the third thought convince you not to do it. Just go. Just go. So often in my own life, I wait. Oh, I'm not going to do it just yet. Oh, I'm not going to do it just yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I dance with the idea instead of just committing. Always just commit. Something I want to read to you guys as well, which, oh yeah, my phone's over there. Grab my phone. Whoa! Just love how that happens. This is a poem written by Lindsay. It's called, I Kicked a Bear Last Night. I kicked a bear last night. That's right. I kicked a bear last night. I still can't recollect exact on how it all went down, but I know for sure that he ran away. And I'm still here, around. Now, how it all went down, you see, was fast. Much like a blur. 1 minute, I'm just lying there, asleep. The next, that bear, right right here, right there, right by my toes, or right passing on his way. Can't say exact, it happened fast. What happened is hard to say. All I know for sure is I heard a sound, like a munchkin, or so I thought. Turns out that bear, he relieved himself, nearby, 6 feet or not. Then I let out a shout and I kicked out my legs, somehow landing feet both straight on his hind quarter. Then he scampered away to the darkness, hooray, leaving me there with quite a tall order. Dumbfounded to reply, what had just happened then? So that's my story, and I'm happy to say that it's over. And we're none worse for wear thanks to Chris and a friend Ethan, who can testify truly to this tale. One of the oddest of my stories, over as soon as the start, in a hurry to part, that my bear still out there, scampering around through the trees. Boom! Those were the 6 lessons that I learned spending 6 days in solitude by myself at Bannock Point. Thank you guys so much for watching on the journey, being here, supporting the channel, being with me, being with Lincoln. We love you. We appreciate you. Even though Lincoln's not with me, he's still in there, in the heart right there. So much love, guys. I wish you all the well and wish you all the best this week. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Also like, comment, what was your favorite lesson that particularly resonated with you? Share that with me in the comments down below. So much love. Peace out.